Kailabreece.
Cicero said that the function of wisdom was to discriminate between good and evil. Well, what is evil? Most dictionaries provide hazy definitions like morally wrong, wicked, harmful, injurious, mischievous. But all those explanations of the term evil do little to shed light on what it really means to be evil. We all know it is the opposite of good, but that barely explains anything either. Evil is often described as an active force, an entity, a presence, a malevolent whisper. There are many opinions on the origin of the word evil. Surprisingly, it isn't that old, but they generally mean to transgress. So historically, to be evil is to disobey, break the rules, violate the law, or go against the norm. Now, thanks to Judeo-Christian thought, the Western world has a very concrete definition for such lawlessness. Anyone who forsakes God is evil. And that's straight from Deuteronomy in the Bible. Judaism also stresses similar obedience to God's laws as written in the Torah. The idea is easy enough. Evil is anyone or anything that doesn't believe what everyone else believes. And religion does a really good job too at personifying evil by giving it a face, the devil, and then giving it a mission, corrupting your soul. Another important concept, I think, relating to the belief that all have sinned and sin separates man from God is that these beliefs imply a certain equality of all humanity. No one is more evil than anyone else. The murdering thief is just as evil as the saintly farmer. The only difference between these people in terms of, say, Christian salvation and good and evil is that someone has made the commitment to Christ, that someone has not. So evil, when seen through this religious text, is just a non-believer. And hardened proof of this is the commandments, where all moral laws take a back seat to which God you prefer. Still, the great thinkers of philosophy saw it very differently. Evil was typically understood as an action, doing harm or damage to an object or living thing. The duality of good versus evil was present in all thinking cultures, and those who believe in the duality theory believe that evil cannot exist without good, nor good without evil, as they are both objective states and opposite ends of the same scale, very yin and yang. Evil is to good what death is to life, or what winter is to summer. But if you subscribe to such philosophies, then you must certainly understand that the yin-yang concept is more than just clear-cut opposites. They transform one another. Every advance is complemented by a retreat, and every rise transforms into a fall. Yin always contains the potential for yang, and yang for yin. Thus, good may always contain the potential for evil, and evil for good. Now my question to my fellow intellectuals is this: what is evil? Is it a universal concept? Can some evils be a good thing? And is evil just a broad, fictitious term to scare people into spiritual and moral bondage? Now, like my early video on morality, I am not a moral universalist or a moral absolutist. I am a moral relativist. Evil is not universal. And despite what some people say, that there are certain acts that are universally considered evil, it is hard to find any act that was not acceptable in some society at some point in time. Thus, I, personally, can conclude that evil is relative. To boot, evil may also serve a significant purpose. Now, I don't advocate hurting others or lying, but there may be some gray issues that I support that others would call outright evil. Many people see many of these so-called evils as merely natural pleasures and instincts of human beings. I think evil is one of those theoretical concepts that illuminates acceptable, civilized behavior and ultimately instructs future generations on how to live better. But the term should never be taken as an unfeigned or permanent perception. What is evil then? Well, it's what it's always been. It's simply going against the moral standard. This is Kailabreece. What do you know?